My name is Lara L, student ID 5036701. Here is my high distinction HD1 SIT112 task, analysing YouTube video data from news publishers. I chose COVID-19 because it was already set up and gave me a chance to focus on my data preparation and my cleaning. The data science I worked on was analysing the YouTube video data from news publishers of the 4 news channels. Here you can see Fox News, BBC News, CNN and MSNBC. The channel IDs are listed here as well. Firstly, I collected the data, then I cleaned it, I prepared it, and then I used sentiment analysis, looking at the text polarity of positive, neutral, or negative categories using the visualization tool word clouds. I used the collect notebook here. I used that to collect my data, and I created a Google Cloud Console profile. I obtained an API which communicated with the YouTube servers. Then I generated an API key, which you'll see here in credentials INI, and that gave me permission to extract the data from the YouTube servers to create video CSV and comments CSV. So from here, let's have a look at the data that I cleaned. So we'll go through the settings I got from the collect notebook. I imported some libraries so that my code would work properly, and then the cleaning code that was provided was for time frames and duration of videos, say like year, month, etc., week. This was useful information already provided to me, and then I did some further cleaning. So I looked at the URLs and HTML and emojis. Here you'll see to clean those and remove them so that the data was much more streamlined for data analysis. I also made sure that the numeric columns were numeric so that it was easy for the system to count, and I removed extreme outliners in the likes for plotting so that it would make it like ridiculous kind of figures, that there's what that means, so that things were much more streamlined. So I did a few things like that, and then further down we can have a look at the question. So I would also like to say that instead of using text blob, which was a possibility for the sentiment analysis, get sentiment, I ended up importing Vader. So here you'll see I have the sentiment analyzer, shall I say, and I imported that. But firstly, I needed to create a text file, which was a script. It was called helpers.py, and I returned a dictionary as well as some thresholds here for my scores. So I added in there a compound score because from what I understand with the Veda dictionary and the sentiment reasoner, this computes 4 scores for any text. So the compound normalized the aggregated sentiment score by showing it here it normalized the range to -1 to +1. -1 being extremely negative, +1 being extremely positive, and 0 being neutral. And also down here we have a handle for empty or invalid imports. So pretty much this is a conditional string. So if there's an empty import, therefore the function will return a positive or 0 value. So that's why those are not showing as you would expect them to. Say, like, obviously positive would normally be 1, neutral would be 0. Yeah, negative would be -1. So that's why, because that's related to invalid import. So there you go. So that's a good start for us. So now let's have a look further. Now we've got our Veda dictionary. We've got get sentiment, and just up here I'll quickly show you as well. I've needed to install Veda, as well as my visualization tool, which is word cloud, and I did that through pip because I had pip installed already. So you'll see that here in these two, as well as the other libraries that I have imported to make the whole thing work. And Veda also goes by uses a library from NLTK. So just letting you know that. And now let's have a look at the question from the E question. I chose E3 because I felt it was a bit more challenging and would showcase my skills a bit better. And also I was really keen to try out a word cloud. So we'll see here that we have the word cloud, which is the just down here. I'll get that for you. It's just at the bottom here. I'm just finding it. There we go. So this is the code for the word cloud, and you've also got, say, the colors for the word cloud, but you've got also a white background. You've got the size of each one, maximum words, maximum 50 characters. So you've got different things like that, and the title, all that kind of stuff. And then to print it, I did further analysis by printing the top 10 distinctive words by sentiment at the bottom, just to give a bit of a comparison with the word cloud visualization. So you see here, I've listed that there so that you've got more of a easy read for some of the information that you need. And then I've got the beautiful word cloud visualization there. And it was interesting that positive was had fight as the most commented word, and then you've got death, and you've got Forky here. Forky was the chief medical officer for President Biden at the time, and then in neutral you've also got Forky, but you've also got R. But it was interesting that the positive was fight, which I felt wasn't really positive, but it could have been taken as positive, as, say, a resolve for action. You could look at it like that if you like. But anyway, we also just have a very quick look at some of the other code here. So I removed words that were not common, that were not distinctive, I should say. So I did that here, and that showed there the words, any words would fit into those three categories. So that is how that worked. It was that's what it would do. And then you can see that it would use the correct column name for the video title, which was some more text cleaning there that you could see, making it into clean title, which equals video title there. Also aggregated the sentiment at video level so that it averaged it and grouped it by video ID. So you'll see there, group by, video ID, reset the index, all that kind of stuff, just made it more able to be displayed properly. So that's pretty much that. And then yeah, this created some numerical scores into categories, which was categorized as sentiment score. So yeah, some things like that really helped. The code helped to really get that all into order. And then you've got your data frame there, and it's reading the CSV files. So yeah, that's pretty much all that it's doing there. And so let's have a look now at the word cloud a little bit more. So we have a quick look there. There's my observations, which is pretty much what I talked about. And most of all these comments, everything was the highest for negative. So that's pretty much everything there. I found my obstacle was that I had to create the script file in order to use Vader to be able to display it. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you have a great night.